You guys, I love Ruby because it literally, and I know Christy's going to talk about this, so I don't want to steal her thunder, but Ruby is seriously the building block of our entire compensation plan. So once you yourself know how to go Ruby,
Yeah, but I thought that just muted me.
all it
No, you can do it.
that is to help every single person on your team go Ruby. And that is how you promote, and that is how you actually increase your check in this company, which I love so, so much. It's a simple system that you follow. So Christy, let's jump in with you. Christy's the teacher of the bunch. So we love having her on here and share. She just has a way about her that is so amazing. So if you have questions, you guys, while we're going through this, put them in the chat. We want to make sure that we answer every single question you have. But Christy's going to kick us off with, what the heck does it mean to go Ruby? How do I even go Ruby? And then we're going to hear from some new distributors who have actually gone Ruby relatively quickly. And we're going to hear all of their tips about how to actually go Ruby yourself. So Christy, let's go to you. You're not on my screen, so hopefully you can unmute yourself. I'm gonna have to find you. Okay.
I'm literally right beside you on my screen.
Well,
like I'm high-fiving you. I'm high-fiving you right now.
Yes.
Either high-fiving you or smacking you in the head. I'm not sure which, but so first of all, Ashley Kunstler said this earlier and had sent a Zoom on this, or a video on this, and I think it's so smart. So before I start talking, you need to know that my personality is red, which means I'm a straight talker. It's also green, which means I love strategy. I love the compensation plan. Like I love all of that kind of teachery stuff. And so as we're talking the next couple of days, we're either gonna, like, as leaders, we have a cheerleading hat on, or we have a coaching hat on. And like right now, our coaching hats are pulled like all the way down, because we want to make sure that, just like Trista said, that everybody is as prepared as possible, because nothing makes us more excited than seeing everybody else have success too. And so I think I want to preface what I'm saying. It may not all make sense today, but please trust in the process. Don't recreate any wheels. We're giving it to you straight. Follow the game plan. Like any cliche that I could say right now, like if you're on TikTok and you've seen that one that's like, fair enough, I'm a bit confused, but fair enough. Like that's just how you need to proceed from here, and we'll help you clear everything up. So I just wanted to preface it with that. So the why doesn't matter so much as the how, and I want to talk about the how today. So I will say most everyone, when you join, you may not even know what a Ruby is. But when I talk to people that join with me and I say, you know, what's your goal? What's your income goal? A lot of people, it's $300 to $500, because you guys, that's life changing. That's taking over a car payment. That's buying your groceries. Like we just went to the grocery today, knowing that our kids are going to be on break next week, and we dropped $200 at the grocery store today. And we'll be lucky if that makes through Christmas break. So that's the kind of money that really starts impacting you as a family and helps you start having a little bit more breathing room. So without even knowing it, most people, as they come into the business, their goal is to get to that Ruby mark. So I want to, Trista, am I able to screen share? Do you know?
I was actually just had that thought in my head. I'm going to make you host for a minute, so you should be able to.
Let me make a plug while she's doing that for the keto tea, because that's what I'm drinking right now, and I feel like I'm drinking Christmas in a cup. So if you haven't tried the keto tea, first of all, don't drink it in a metal cup. You'll lose your taste buds. But, okay, here we go. So I want to show you, let's just look really quickly. This is not the one that we share when we do our opportunity post, but it just, for me, I like getting down to the nitty gritty. So this is our average monthly incomes. And so what that means is there are going to be people at each of these ranks that make a little bit less, that make a little bit more. This is at that given time when they took a screenshot, this was the average. And so Ruby is right here, okay? Not everyone has a goal to get to Ambassador Diamond, but Ruby's a really good place to start. So we'll come back to this in just a few minutes. So what the heck is Ruby? So when the first time I looked at this Ruby chart, I was like, what goes in the boxes? Are those customers or those what? Those boxes are filled with teammates that you sign onto your team. And I will give you a pro tip. A lot of us sign our significant others because after you get your first 6 customers, I mean, you could keep putting customers under yourself, or you could sign your spouse into that. Hold up, please. Everyone close your eyes, because that is, okay. That's like when the teacher shows the answer key at the end. Everyone's frantically writing down the answers like, okay, I'm gonna get 2 of these right. So in these boxes, you might as well put your spouse in here. Start putting customers out under your spouse, because now you've doubled your income. Now you're getting 2 checks. You're getting all the 7 samples that you can sell for cash. So it's kind of like you've signed your spouse up, and you've already earned your money back from that by selling those samples. When you get your spouse or your significant other, their first 6 customers, you're going to get $150 shopping spree. Plus, like I said, it's just another qualified leg to build under. Then these other 2 boxes you fill with 2 other people that want to join your team. We're going to talk later in this Zoom about how in the heck do I get people to join my team. You know, they're going to talk about how they found success quickly, but just know that you can get to Ruby by having 3 other people join you in the business, even if one of those is your spouse or your significant other. Maybe it's your sister, whatever, you can still do that. A qualified leg means it's a distributor who has at least 400 in volume. If you help them get their first 6 customers, they're going to be darn close to that 400. So that's kind of what Ruby looks like. That's what it is. Why does this matter? If we go back one, Ruby is that basic building block for every single promotion in our compensation plan. So you've got, you know, amazing leaders like Trista and Brittany and Alyssa and other amazing leaders on our team that are at this ambassador diamond level. And I don't know about you, but if I know one person in the world has made it there, I know I can make it there too. And so all we have to do is know how to build rubies, this right here, because let's look at that ambassador chart. It's 41 rubies. Okay, you're not responsible for all of that. I'm going to take that away because that might stress you out if you just joined today. But if you can get yourself to Ruby, you can teach someone else to get to Ruby, and you can duplicate that process and continue building rubies. And before you know it, that ruby turns into an emerald. That emerald turns into a diamond. And I will tell you, it is really fun to hit promotions, but I will tell you, it's even more fun to watch the people that come in with, like, it makes me want to cry just thinking about it, to watch the people that come in with you hit those promotions too. When someone on your team that joins with you messages you and said, I just paid off my credit card. It's the best feeling in the world. I just got to change jobs so that I could be home more with my littles. It's the best feeling in the world to get to help change someone else's life. So if you can get to Ruby, which every single one of you can, I saw all the 2s in the chats. There are so many of us that are already at Ruby. If you can get there, if we can get there, you can get there, and you can teach other people to do it too. Because I think, Brittany, you said it in the chat, it's totally duplicatable. Okay, it's not overwhelming. It's 3 people that join you in the business, and you teach them how to get their customers, and then you teach them how to get their distributors. And I will tell you, we are lucky, lucky people that we are on such a great team that has such strong leadership, that has so many amazing systems in place. So you don't have to figure out how to do that by yourself. There's a whole team of people here to help you. So did I just completely go through my whole spiel in like 5 minutes? First of all, let me ask you this.
You nailed it, Christy. You nailed
What?
it. You nailed it. You were quick.
I do want to, well, I didn't want to overcomplicate it, and I also don't want to repeat things. There is in any of the team pages that you go to, there is a video with a really amazing person who describes Ruby in more detail. The title of that video is Run to Ruby with Reedy. it's me. But I do go into more detail about, like, as you sign customers, the strategy for where to move them, how to really maximize getting to Ruby. Run to Ruby with Reedy. And then you can, then you can watch it and pause it and take notes. I strongly encourage you to print out a Ruby chart. You will find them in your eSuite. If you go to the document library, type in Ruby, you can print out a Ruby chart. You can find them on our team pages as well. What questions? Yeah, you can totally. You know what, Reagan? If you sign your significant other and he's Canadian, you can say that you have an international team. So sign him and all of his friends. Sign all of his friends. But yes, we are open in Canada.
And Christy, if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. I'm going to talk for a minute while you guys do that. So Christy kind of mentioned really briefly, like, why you want to sign your significant other, but I'm going to pound that home again. So once you get your first 6 customers, you technically don't really have to keep any more customers under you. You do want to get your 6 under you as quick as you can, because that unlocks your shopping spree. You're going to get your products so you can start sharing and talking and posting, that we're going to talk about in a little bit, is so much easier once you have product in hand yourself. So you want to get that as quickly as you can. But once you have your 6th customer, you really are all about helping your team at that point. And so when you sign your significant other, spouse, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, whatever that looks like for you, you sign them right now. They would pay $99. However, they're also going to get 7 more coffee samples, so you can make that quick cash right away, or you can send those samples to yourself. So again, you have more product to use and post and to try. You also are going to unlock another $150 shopping spree as soon as you get their first 6 customers under them. So once you sign your 6 under yourself and they sign up, then the next 6 you would actually enroll through their website. And then what Christy didn't talk about are fast start bonuses, you guys. So for every single distributor that you enroll, you have the opportunity to earn a $150 bonus for them on them in their first, are you going to go over that? In their first 30 days. So you're going to take 99 and you're going to turn it into a whole bunch of samples, $150 shopping spree, and $150 cash bonus. So Christy, I'll let you go over any of that.
Okay, so I took the liberty of putting some names in here. So this is you right here, okay? Let's say Steve is your husband, okay? So just like Trista was saying, you've signed your first 6 customers, you've gotten your 150 shopping spree. It makes sense to sign your husband, let's just pretend like it's your husband, his name is Steve. You get him his first 6 customers. Not only does he get that $150 shopping spree that you can buy more products to either use for yourself or use to sell as samples, but like she said, this is $150 cash in your pocket. And one of the things I always want to make sure that you remember, that's really hard to write with my mouse. One of the things I want you to remember is that's part of your income. Sometimes we forget to add that in. Those fast start bonuses are a big part of the money we make. At the end of a year, it can be thousands of dollars that you've added to your income. Then you sign your friend Lisa, and the amazing thing about this business is we can move customers and we can move distributors anywhere we need them to be within our organization. So as Lisa's working on getting her first 6 customers, we've plugged her into our training website. We've plugged her into the first 20 days of posting to really help Lisa get her training wheels for how to post, because there is a system for this. This is one of those things, like, you don't have to recreate any wheels. That's been done for us. It's a great place to learn how to post. But as she gets her first 6 customers, she gets a big win, because not only is she qualified to earn those fast start bonuses, but she also has earned a $150 shopping spree. Those are 2 big wins right away. And for helping her, whether it's just teaching her how to do it or you've enrolled a couple of customers under her website, that's another $150. You guys, same thing for Maggie. She's gotten her first 6 customers and she gets that $150 shopping spree. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. But you get another $150 cash bonus. Those come to us weekly. So if you signed these 3 distributors in your first month and you helped get them and that's $450 in cash that has come to you that month on top of your regular commissions, on top of any of your product rewards that you get as well. So now you see kind of where the money starts really coming in at that Ruby level, okay? So let's talk also, to be a qualified leg, I'm gonna erase that stuff because it gets a little much. To be a qualified leg, we said that it's 400 group volume, okay? I always tell people shoot for the 500 club because here's why. You always want to be a qualified leg. You always want to have at least 400. And getting to 500 kind of helps you get a leg up for the next month as well. But to be Ruby, you have to have, if this is you at the top, you have to have total group volume of 2,000. So if you know that you're working, putting customers under your significant others, because you're not going to stop signing customers. You don't just sign 6 customers and go, okay, I'm going to rock this business by not signing any more customers. That's just part of what we do every month. So you might as well put them under your spouse. You're going to work to get your significant others box to 500. And then Lisa and Maggie are working hard too. As soon as you get him to 500, you're going to move over and help your teammates to help get them to 500. All of this volume down here, my drawing tool, all of this volume here compresses straight up to you, because that's another amazing thing about our compensation plan. We get paid on the orders of all customers and distributors in our organization. So if my goal is to get to 2,000 group volume so that I can promote to Ruby, by helping these teammates below me not just be qualified legs, but get to 15 or get to 500 group volume apiece, I'm at 1,500. Then all I have to worry about is having about 500 personal bonus volume under myself. But I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm always looking to maximize my paycheck. I'm going to pump it under my spouse's account. That way he gets paid on it, and then I get paid on it too, because anything that gets put under Steve, Lisa, or Maggie, I'm going to get paid on it also. So it's just, that's kind of the strategy behind getting to Ruby. You want to bring in 3 distributors or 3 teammates. Each of those distributors needs to get to 500 group volume, and your total group volume needs to be 2,000, and then you will promote to Ruby. And in the meantime, you've earned a whole lot of fast start bonuses. I will tell you, it is great when someone above you places a distributor under you. That's always amazing because we have the ability to move people, but you will always make more money in this business if you are personally enrolling your own distributors. And sometimes we get in our heads about that, but you guys, you can do this. You can bring in other people into this business. That's what I'm talking about, following the plan, trusting in the process. And there will be times when you go, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, that's kind of my mantra right now. Sometimes just trust the process, even when it doesn't seem like it's making sense, even when it doesn't seem like it's working. Everything will, it's like, we call it a seed planting business. You're planting these seeds, and if you're doing all of the things, there will be a moment when it goes, and I'm telling you, if you've been planting seeds and having conversation, your first is going to be on December 29th. Okay. Did I miss any questions in the chat?
I think we've been kind of getting to them in the chat. So there was one, can your customers become distributors? Yes, they absolutely can. And they can at any time. There's just a couple, if you enroll them versus if you enroll them through someone else's website, makes it a little bit tricky, but they can always upgrade. They might just get with your upline and talk to them about that. They can always upgrade. We just might have to go about it a different way. And then I need tips on how to get people to sign. We're going to go over like how to do all of these things with people who have actually done it. So hang tight. The thing I want to say before we move on is don't overcomplicate this. You guys, Ruby is so simple. It really is. 3 distributors, help them get their customers. 3 distributors, help them get their customers. Once you've done it yourself, you just help your team. This is how we're going to start training. Get your 3 distributors, help them get customers every single month. That is the goal. If you yourself have already gone Ruby, your goal is to help at least one other person go Ruby every single month. Christy, is there anything else you want to say before we get to Jess and Kim?
No, just know that you can do it. You can do this, and I'm excited to help you do it.
Yeah, for sure. So much of this business, 90% of this business is mindset, you guys. And you saw all the people in the chat in the beginning. We've gone Ruby. It can be done. We are no different than you. We have just maybe planted some more seeds and we've been a little bit more consistent, or we've just been in longer. But every single person can absolutely go Ruby. So Jess, let's jump over to you. Christy, can you make me host again? Maybe.
Do I need to unmute Jess first, or has she
No,
got it?
I think she is.
I think I unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I can't.
Okay.
All right, Jess, let's jump in with you. Just share. I know you were on a Zoom not too long ago, and I just adore you already. I absolutely love you. So tell us just kind of your short little story, how long you've been in, when you promoted to Ruby, and then we just want to hear all of your tips. How did you do it?
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I joined end of October. I joined because, I'll keep this part short because like you said, I've said it before, but I joined because I was wanting free product. So I just happened to find Britt on Instagram and started following her. And she caught my attention, obviously, because she's fabulous. And I was interested. So I messaged her. It took me about 3 weeks to finally commit, but I did. I joined the very first new distributors training. So that was really important. I try to tell anybody I sign that meeting is really important. So I did that. I took a ton of notes. I was very overwhelmed, but I listened to Britt. She said, don't be overwhelmed. Take it one step at a time. I did my first host to post and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I don't know if I can do this. So she just kept saying, be consistent, just continue to listen, take the tips, do what I'm saying, be consistent. I started diving into like learning about Ruby and then Emerald and all these different things that I could do. And it was overwhelming. I think she just shared a screen that had a bunch of little boxes on it. And when I see something like that, it's overwhelming, but it's like Trista said, it's really as simple as being consistent and just helping your distributors, to stay consistent. So I think somebody asked how to get distributors. So a couple of tips that I took from Britt or from other ladies that have talked about it. When I go to sign out a loyal customer, I ask them, have they had any interest at all in earning these products that they're checking out with for free? And then talk to them about the $150 and the free product and things like that. I've had a lot of no's, way more no's obviously than yeses. But some have said yes. And then also host to post. Sorry, I'm all over the place and I'm reading my notes. So host to post. When I ask somebody to share a post for me and I get somebody that's got, 10 or more comments on it, I say, hey, before I start reaching out to these people, are you interested at all in doing this business? Because you obviously have a great following. People are interested. People want to know about this coffee and they're your friends. So before I reach out to them, would you be interested in hearing more about what I'm going to talk to them about? So that works as well. And then I also wanted, before I forget, I signed my spouse. Best decision I made. That helped me to be successful. I earned the bonuses. I got the additional products. My husband was a little hesitant at first, but he's done absolutely nothing. He really hasn't. I just signed him. I used his name and signed him up, and he's one of my distributors, and it's helped me kind of, be successful. So I said a lot of things. I don't know that I covered all my notes, but I'm just really excited, and I'm excited for my distributors. My goal is to get at least one of them, if not more, to go Ruby themselves, just because I've seen the benefits of it, and I just want that for them as well. So any questions?
Yeah, I love it so much. So I'm going to kind of reiterate one thing you said, and then I'm going to ask you a question. So
yeah.
the thing you said is like, I love how you go back to your, before you're going to sign somebody up as a customer and ask them, because a lot of times you guys, people don't even know that that's an option. If you're just talking to them about the product, they only think that they can be a customer. So just something as simple as, hey, I'm not sure if you've ever thought about this, but do you have any interest in making some money while you use the product, or earning that product for free? At least the seed is planted at that point. And again, on Host to Post, every single person who posts for me gets asked, because at least the seed is planted. And she, just like she said, you're going to hear a lot of no's. But if you're not hearing no in this business, you're not working. We get told no every single day, and every single no is just a seed planted. It's a not right now. It is not a no forever. So just know that. So tell me, how did you, because I know you're super active on social media now, how did you like figure out what to post, how to post, what's your story? Like, how did you start posting when you obviously probably weren't active on social media before, I'm guessing?
Yeah. So I was active on social media, but not to the extent that I am now. It took practice. So I would post and Britt would kind of follow me and say, hey, maybe you should try this instead of that. And which was really helpful. And honestly, just mimicking Trista, I started following you per Britt's advice. And then I was following her, of course. And then I've taken things that I've seen other distributors post, and then I've made it my own. One thing that's been really successful for me is I try to make my post as personal as possible. So yes, I do have some salesy posts, and I kind of want to get away from that, but I'm still learning. So that's just part of it. But I just try to make things as personal as I possibly can and just relate to people. I wanted to mention too, one thing that I've watched probably 3 or 4 times is a 6 list training that I believe Britt saved. I think it's still out there. Super helpful on knowing what to post and how to post and when to post, all of those things. And then I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something else. That was it. One thing that I've also seen success with is my interaction with other people on my social media. So, and not just asking them to post for me, but they're posting and I'm commenting or I'm liking. People that I haven't talked to in years, but were Facebook friends, I have been more interacting with them, and a couple of them have become loyal customers just because they might scroll past what I'm saying. But if I see a picture that they posted of their son playing football or their Christmas decorations and I comment and like it, then they're thinking of me. And then when they're scrolling, they're going and looking at what I've said and posted, and they're seeing things again. And that's on that list to do, is to interact with people on Facebook. And then also, it comes up like people you may know or recommended people. I grow my network that way too. So anytime I try to add 3 or 4 friends a day, but then also Host to Post, of course, grows my network. So did that answer your question? I don't even remember what your question was.
No, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. And I want to talk about growing your network a little bit, because sometimes in this business, like, we're doing the little steps every single day, and it's hard to not feel like, well, it's not growing fast enough, or I'm not doing enough. But it's truly in the little steps that you feel like aren't getting results. So that 3 to 10 people that you're adding every single day to day, that can feel like, well, that's not that many. But you guys, that's 300 people in a month. That is an incredible amount of people to add to your network, and 300 new people on your page. That's so good, Jess. Absolutely so good. Is there anything else, any other tip you want to give, or anything else you want to say before we go to Kim?
I don't think so. I think I rambled a lot. Hopefully something stuck and made sense, but I think Britt says it all the time, but if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. So just, yes, you're going to have days where it's like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? But you got to push that negativity away and just focus on the positive and just stay consistent. So that's all.
I love it so much. Thank you so much, Jess.
Yeah, of course.
Kim, let's go to you, girlfriend. Kim, I absolutely love Kim. I love Kim. She had no social media prior to start. I think maybe her dog had an Instagram, but she did not have any social media. And she has come in and just been willing to learn and ask questions and do the things. So Kim, can you get yourself unmuted? Oh no, I don't even see you on here now. Is she still on here? Yes. Oh, there you are. Perfect. Okay, Kim.
Right.
So share your story with us. How long have you been in? What made you join? And then give us all your tips, because you not only have gone Ruby, you are Emerald, correct? Going close to Diamond.
I hope.
I love it.
I'm excited.
I have no doubt you are going to be going Diamond. I truly, truly believe it. All right, Kim. So I'll just let you take off.
All right. Well, first, it was great listening to Jess and Christy both. They gave some great pointers, and I learned some stuff of my own too. So I was taking notes while they were talking. I joined, I believe August 17th. I had saw Brittany on my dog Addie's Instagram because I had no Facebook. I know how embarrassing, right? I had no Facebook, no Instagram of my own. We're a very private family. My husband and I have been married for 23 years. We have boys 22 and 24. Don't judge. I know the marriage thing. But they don't even have Facebooks, you know. So whenever I would watch Brittany, and she was just so fun. And I don't know, something about her just drew me to her. So I kept, you know, watching. I thought, wonder what she does. And you know, you think, oh, I see people making money online on social media, but that can't be possible. That can't happen. And so I talked to my husband. He's like, it's probably a pyramid scheme, you know, because you don't know. And I thought, well, I'm just going to ask her. So I reached out, and it probably took me maybe a couple weeks. I know the enrollment was like 99, then it went to 49, and then it went to 24. And I still was like, So what I do the next day after the $24, I signed for $99. Like, you know, but I am so glad that I did. And guys, I would do it a million times again. Seriously. So I joined August the 17th, and I was notified I had to pull these up before I got on here, October 20th that I had went Ruby. So that's about 2 months that it took me. I didn't even know like that you started out and then it was executive and then Ruby. Like I didn't know. So I guess I skipped executive. I'm not sure how I did that, but I'm tickled that I did. I had to get a Facebook. That was one thing whenever I talked to Brittany, I was like, I really don't know. And she's like, well, we can do it without you having a Facebook and that sort of thing, but we're going to have to work on it. You know, we're going to have to make little different adjustments for you to be able to do this. But I talked to my husband, and he was like, okay, well, we just can't be too personal because we are pretty private. And I started out, Brittany was my first friend. I think Trista was my second one. Sherry, Sims, and Kristen Stiegel were my third and fourth. No kidding. I got an Instagram of my very own. So Addie still has hers, and now I have my own. Okay, so I don't want to ramble on about that. Let's see. I went from in the middle of August to right now, I have about 1,600 friends on Facebook. And that's huge because I stayed right around 300 friends for a long time. So what helped me grow my Facebook was doing the host a post. And I would ask the people that were my friends that I saw that they had a larger following, I would ask them if they would do a post for me. And the one that really works the best for me is the cookie post, where they say, hey, my friend Kim is giving away blah, blah, blah. If you drop your favorite cookie flavor. I think one of them had 100 and some people. So what I would do was go in and I would add, or I would love all of their cookie flavors, and then add all of them as my friends. Not all of them would add me back, but some did. And it eventually just grew. I was getting discouraged there for a while. And I know that I would text Brittany and I was like, like TikTok. Okay, I am 44 years old, and here I am doing TikToks. My kids don't even do TikToks, you know, but they think it's awesome. They just think it is so cool. And I'll tell you a secret. My husband, for the first time, did a TikTok with me tonight. Now, I have not posted it yet because he's not sure that he totally likes it. I know, but he was like, and so we did get one. So it's in my draft folder. So maybe I can get it. You can get that on there. So that's a huge step. Brittany knows that is huge. I know, right? So I did sign him as one of my distributors, and I got him his 6 customers. And then I have another lady, just so you guys know, not everybody's going to work that you sign. So you might get a distributor that really wants to, but they don't want to do all the tasks. Okay, if you're not going to do all the tasks, you're not going to be successful. You really do need to do it, and you need to be consistent because it does work. I was one that was a little apprehensive, but when I do the tasks, it just grows. And the customers, just for an example, follow-ups. I have been following up just this past month. And this week I sold 4 samples. Well, not this week. Sorry. Yesterday and today I did 4 samples just by following up. And I even to get some sales, I went shopping one day last week, and I put a thing on my Facebook that said, I'm going to be in such and such area. I'm going to have these samples with me. If anybody is in this area and they're interested, let me know. Do you know that night I was in Marshall's and I got 2 instant messages that says, hey, are you still in Clarksburg? Can we get these samples? And they come to Marshall's where I was, gave me their $20 a piece, and I sold samples right there on the spot. So it's just consistency. They keep seeing me post. Let's see. If you have any questions, though, ask me while I'm looking at my notes, because I don't want y'all just to sit there and bear with me here a second. Okay, so what helped me get to Ruby was doing the host a post. Another one that was really big for me was the cleanse post. I would do that, and I made it personal. Like I would say, I'm going to do the cleanse. Who wants to do it with me? We've had Thanksgiving. We're going to have Christmas. We're going to have New Year's. And I posted that one evening at about 6:30 because I figured people were having their dinner. They're on their phones. That night, I signed 7 customers, the cleanse. So what did I do? Because when I was saying earlier how I have a lady that, some distributors will work and some won't, I text Brittany and I'm like, I don't think that she's going to last. What should I do? And so I asked my son, can I sign you, for $49? I think that's what it was, $49. So I signed him, and I just put all 7 of those customers under him that one night. So there was the $150 fast start. Plus I got my $150 product, my husband's, and now my son's. So that's getting product in my hand so that I can do more visuals for people to see that.
And the question in the chat is, what's this cookie host to post about? So it essentially, instead of having them post either a product or about the opportunity, it's just like, hey, my friend Kim is doing this giveaway. Drop your favorite cookie flavor. And Kim, you can probably find yours and maybe put it in the chat, because that was an awkward rendition of it. But essentially, it's asking, it's like a giveaway post. They're doing a giveaway host to post for you instead of product or opportunity. So Kim, let me ask you this, because your posts are phenomenal. How the heck did you figure out how to post, tell your story? How did you just get yourself to do it?
Well, I followed a lot of people. I had to, because I was clueless, and I would take some that people would post and then I would reword it to make it fit me. One of my biggest things is I am religious. I love the Lord, and I pray to him. I know that he is with me. He is going to help me, and he's going to help me succeed, in whatever I do. So I had to figure out what my pillars were. And once I did, and then I would see some friends that I follow and what they would post, and I'd be like, oh, that is really nice. I could, and then I would reword it for myself. And then I just post some different pictures with it. But as far as with TikTok and that sort of a thing, I just had to play with it. I did not know until 2 weeks ago, whenever we did that Zoom training, how to put the IDS on there. I had no idea. So when we did that step-by-step the other night, that was the first time I'd ever done it. Sorry about that.
You're okay.
Hey, Trista, while Kim gets rid of that bone that she's got lodged in her throat, I want to talk about something really quickly. I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but a couple people have said they follow people and then they gain inspiration from those posts. And you may already know this, but I want to give you a tip, because it saved my life. Because as you're scrolling through Facebook and maybe I see Trista do an amazing post and I think, oh, that really resonated with me. And I could talk about something similar to that, not a copy and paste, but it just kind of inspired the same idea for me. And then if you're like me, 40 minutes later, you've completely forgotten about it. And so there is a little tip that I want to give you that you maybe didn't know on Facebook. And I follow lots of people too. If you need a list of people to follow, just let us know. But Facebook has this great filing system. And of course, I can't find any It Works people. So when you look, I don't know if you can see that. When you look at a Facebook post, there are 3 dots in the top right-hand corner. I don't think you can see that. There are 3 dots in the right-hand corner. If you click on that, one of them will say Save Post. When you click on Save Post, you get an option to start a new collection or to add it to one of your collections. Like you can see Brittany's face right there because I've saved some of her posts in my business post. And I create folders. It's like a filing system. I've got one for pretty much all of our products, especially when a new product comes out, because a lot of times the ambassadors will get information about the products first. And so I follow a lot of ambassadors and I save their posts in the filing system in my Facebook, but I also have business posts. And I'm constantly saving them because even in those moments when I'm not feeling super inspired, I can look through them and go, oh yes, I was feeling like that yesterday. I can use a picture of my family and I can make this fit for me. But that way, it's such a time saver and you're not constantly scrambling for ideas. So save them in your Facebook and in the files and they're right there. And it's a great way to keep that information about products, because sometimes new people say to me, how do you have like all that information just on hand about the cleanse? A lot of times it's because I've got them in saved posts, but I also grab that information off my website. So it's just a time saver. Nobody has time to constantly be recreating any wheels. So use those strategies to help take some steps out of the process for you and save you some time.
So good, Christy. You're just like the little organizational wizard over there. I wish I had a whole lot of more Christy in me. Kim, before we go to Britt, is there anything else you want to say, another tip you want to give for somebody who's looking to go Ruby?
Well, I just wanted to say that as long as you do all of the 6 list, the daily tasks, and stay close to the fire, guys, if there's Zooms, you want to get on them. If there anything, always check the announcements on our team page. Anything that you need, you can go back onto our team page. There is different posting ideas. If you're not following someone, you can go on there. There's 30 days of posting, I believe is what it was. It gives you a host a post, it gives you an opportunity post, and then like a personal post. So definitely do your posts 3 times a day. Reach out, do your follow-ups, just be consistent. That's the main thing. I was so discouraged there at one point because I was like, I have like 24 followers, on whatever it was. And I just kept doing the things and kept doing them. And then it just slowly just started, and it's amazing that consistency really does pay off.
It's so good. And it's so true, you guys. There is no secret, literally no secret to success in this business. It is the consistency of the mundane tasks that we do every single day. We post, we do our stories, we do our TikToks, we do our reels, we add to our network, we interact, we talk to people and we message, we follow up and we do self-development. That is it. We just do it every single day. And it truly is, I think they both mentioned it. It's like, you have to do all of them because they all work together so well, but it's the consistency and the repetition of that day in and day out that is truly going to grow. So we only got to have like 10 minutes left, so we'll see if Britt can get this in. But we wanted to give you just a few tips on Kim actually mentioned it. She was like, I started because I figured out what my pillars were. So Britt's phenomenal about talking about pillars. So we're going to have her share just kind of some basics of getting started on social media and how the heck do you figure out what your pillars are?
Yeah. And, thank you so much, Christy, for sharing that, because even I wrote down a tip tonight from you. I will see things and I always tell myself, oh, I'll remember that. No, in 30 minutes, I won't remember that. And so here's the thing, friends. Some days you guys are going to feel on top of the world, and other days you're not. Okay. But one thing you can always know you're going to get from me is honesty. And it's because I love and care so deeply. I know that if I sugarcoat it, it does not get you any closer to success. The best part about this business is that you don't have a boss. The hardest part about this business is that you don't have a boss. And so what comes with that is you have people on your timelines right now that are thinking about joining you. If you could see into what people are thinking, they are thinking about joining you. But the second that it looks like you've taken a step back, they will tell themselves, oop, I knew this wasn't for me. Or, yeah, I don't think this is something that I could do. So this is where the consistency of your posting, even on the days you're not feeling on top of the world, is going to be so crucial. And the quicker that we can truly lay out your pillars, the easier it is to make sometimes those heartfelt posts, but sometimes just something you just want to throw up there to be able to get it done. However, what you don't want to do is throw up some salesy, spammy thing that came from someone else that isn't going to connect to other people. Because that's when people scroll. And so I want you to take yourself out of this It Works business. And I want you to think of what life was like before you were doing this business. When you would get on social media, what would you do? Would you just scroll? When would you stop? Is it when something caught your attention? Because it was a picture that you weren't used to seeing, or it was a video, or it was a silly face, or whatever it may be. That's what people that are following you are doing, okay? And so pretty much I always say this business isn't about looking a certain way, what your past looked like, if you're wealthy, if you're not, none of that matters. Thank goodness. And something, as you get to know me and the other leaders know, I'm literally not the sharpest crown in the box, okay? I just had to look at what state was it? I didn't know New Mexico was a state. This was a couple years ago. I'm not even playing. Yeah, some of you are laughing. Nope, not playing. And I think it was Alaska the other day that I said, oh my gosh, I just had to look at Alaska to see if it was in the United States. Guys, this is my life. But the reason why I'm sharing that with you is because I'm no better than any of you. I'm not smarter. I didn't have any training that you guys haven't had. It was just one of those things where I knew what I wanted so badly that whatever they told me to do, I was willing to do it, because it was almost like choose your hard kind of thing. Yeah, doing the videos were hard, but not being able to pay for my groceries was way harder. So I just had to continue to choose my heart. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because that's why knowing your pillars are so important. Now, we have some brand new people, and I know I have 8 minutes to talk about this, which is fine, but I do want those of you that have heard it, just bear with me, because we have brand new people that have never heard it, and I want to do pillars justice, because I believe once you know your pillars, everything else in this business is so much easier. Posting is easier, doing TikToks are easier, adding to your stories are easier, because it just comes from being yourself, okay? So when we do our pillars, and I'm going to give a plug really quickly. If you haven't bought your conference ticket, I'm actually teaching some pillar information on conference, and I'm super, super excited about conference. Is going to be so good this year. But so when you think of yourself right here, and then I want you to think of 5 different areas or 5 different things that make you you. Okay? Then once you make 5 of them, you're going to take those 5 and you're going to divide each one of them into 3 sections. I'm going to give you an example of one of mine. One of my pillars is that my family. Family is very important to me. Okay? So when I have my family pillar, And I divide that into 3 sections. I'm a wife, I'm a boy mom, and I'm a girl mom. And then I could go to my next pillar. Now I'm just going to read you my 5 pillars really quickly, but I'm not going to do all 3 of the breakdowns. So my 5 pillars are my family, faith, food, fitness, and adventures. Okay? So once I make that circle, I make my lines, I write those 5, and then I start breaking it into 3. Once you fill this out, you will have 15 different things to post about. So I want to ask you guys a couple questions. What do you enjoy? Do you have any hobbies? On your spare time, what's some things you like to do? When you're talking to a friend, what do you find yourself talking a lot about? When you talk about something, what makes you smile? Those are the things that you want to put in your pillars. Now, I understand that some people are like, I don't do anything. I'm boring. I go to work and I come home and I do nothing. No, you do something. You enjoy something. Now, maybe because of the situation right now, you're not doing those things, but if you could be out, or money wasn't an issue, or time and work wasn't an issue, what would you be doing? Because when you start posting about those things, you're going to connect to those people, okay? Let me go a step further. One of the things that I can honestly say for over 6 years, other than like 2 weeks a few months ago, I have posted 3 times a day, and I've missed less than 20 days. I post 3 times a day every single day, other than my Sabbath. I do one about the product, one about the business, and one that has nothing to do with It Works. But here's what I love with the pillars. They can help you make any of those posts. So let's say I need to make a product post. And I'm like, okay, I posted coffee yesterday. What could I do differently today? But I want to make a product post. I can think about it, and then maybe I'll make my coffee. Zella will make her chocolate greens. We snap a picture, and I've taken a picture of Zella and I, so the picture itself doesn't look salesy. It doesn't say It Works all over it. It doesn't say buy my product. However, so when people are scrolling, the picture of Zella and I may catch their attention. But when they read the words, that's when they're going to see Zella and I have a busy day today. I'm getting ready, like Matt's going to take her to preschool. I'm going to work for a couple hours, blah, blah, blah. And yes, you already know what's in our mug. I always go for skinny brew, and Zella loves chocolate greens. Hope everyone has a happy Monday. Do you see how like you tell a little story, you throw the little product in there, and then you tell everybody have a good day? Statistics, there's a report that says someone has to see something 19 times before they will ask a question. So if you feel like, man, this is super, super silly, I only post about coffee every day, that's okay. And I actually was talking to one of my girls today, and I brought up Trista. I said, you know, Trista will joke sometimes that we were joking when she first joined. Every single day she would post about the berry greens. Well, guess what was one of her top sellers? Berry greens. Every day she posted them. Sometimes it was a selfie in her scrubs. Sometimes it was just her hand holding them. Sometimes it was in her car. Sometimes it was at home. But every day they knew that Trista wasn't just selling a product. She was actually using it too. And then that's where she didn't feel so salesy, but people also didn't feel like she was selling something. She was sharing something. Okay, now let me give you a different idea. So let's say I'm looking back at my pillars, and now I'm like, okay, now I need to make an opportunity post. How can I do that? Well, if I'm having a day where I'm just not feeling it, and if I'm going to be transparent with you guys, I've been struggling today. It's just not been like one of my best days, but I still have to do my stuff, right? So I got my pillar out, and I'm like, okay, what can I do today to talk about the business? Because I know my team's watching me, and I want to lead by example. So guess what? Matt, it's hard for you to tell, but I jokingly said that the kids were stuck to me like glue. So I had Matt took this picture. I had him send it to me. I put the IDS with it, and I talked about the opportunity from a family perspective, which is one of my pillars. Okay? But let's say you're like, okay, she got her product post done. I got my opportunity post. Now I need a non-it works post. Sometimes when I'm talking with people, they will say, but I'm not doing anything. So people think because they're not out doing anything that they have nothing to post about. I promise you have something to post about. So right now with Christmas, are any of you guys wrapping presents? Are any of you guys putting some gift bags together? I'm telling you right now, take a picture with a couple boxes with some wrapping paper, take a picture of it, make a post and say, okay, quick question. Are you already done with your wrapping or do you wait till the last minute? That has nothing to do with the product, has nothing to do with the business, but I guarantee when you post that, people will want to tell you their opinions. Okay, one more thing, because I don't want to go over our time too much. When you think about your pillars, I really want you to take the time and make this wheel. Now, the good news is we've made a document that will be coming soon in the document library that is bomb. But until then, even if you have to draw one of your handy dandy pictures, I will not be drawing it for you. I will let you guys draw the picture for yourself, okay? It's a circle, some lines, some little branches. It should look like a snowflake when you get done. But what I love about that is it gives you so many different ways to connect to people. For instance, when I talk about Zella and I relate to the girl moms or the people with children. When I post about back in the day I was a single mom, the single moms relate to me, the current ones or people that were, okay? When I talk about being a fitness instructor, people that are into fitness probably read those posts more than people that can't stand fitness. So by having so many different things that make you who you are and you have them, it will give you more content of things to share. And I want to do some quick math for you that are brand new. Once you make your pillars, if you do it right, 5 pillars, branch out 3 times, it gives you 15 different topics. If you multiply that times 2, you have just given yourself a month worth of content. And then so you can just reuse that content every single month. You should feel like you are doing the same thing over and over again. If you aren't feeling like you're doing the same thing over and over again, you're not being consistent enough. I'm really trying to wrap it up, Trista, so you're going to have to like hone me in.
No, you guys, it's so good. It's so good. And I think that was just like the perfect little ending to throw it out there. You're never going to feel ready, you guys. That is the thing. You're never going to feel like I know enough to be posting all the time. None of us did. Absolutely none of us did. We just had a reason to do it and a reason to go. And you guys, I'm telling you, I know like you hear it and you're like, yeah, whatever. You don't know what's coming. And I don't even know what's coming, but I know it's going to be big. And I've been in long enough that I know the people that run now it's going to pay off massively the first of the year. So Ruby is the goal. If you are not Ruby yet, Ruby is your goal. Like laser focused on Ruby. The mindset is you can go Ruby. Every single person on here, if you haven't, you can go Ruby. And then you're just going to help your team go Ruby. And we're going to crush it. I'm so freaking pumped for the new year, you guys. I'm going to get this uploaded tonight. Make sure if you have some team that couldn't get on, make sure they see it, make sure they watch it. And thank you guys. Thank you ladies who hopped on and gave all your tips. It was so, so good. Have a good night, guys.